Imagine a single bottle of wine costing as much as a luxury apartment, or even more. Hard to believe? In the rarefied world of collectors, scarcity, provenance, and storytelling can push wine prices into the millions. Today, we're revealing the top 5 most expensive wines ever auctioned, ranked from the cheapest to the record breaker. Each of these bottles carries not only extraordinary liquid inside, but also a story that elevates its value far beyond imagination. If you're fascinated by the insane luxuries of the ultra-rich, leave a comment and tell us, what kind of billionaire comparisons or outrageous luxury items do you want to see next? We might feature your idea in the next video. At number 5, we start with Château Margaux, 1787. It is the most storied Bordeaux vintage of the 18th century, famously known as the Thomas Jefferson bottle. This bottle was believed to come from his personal collection. Beyond its presidential connection, the 1787 Margaux comes from a revered estate that has produced elegant French red wine for centuries. In 1989, a collector paid around $225,000 for the 1787 Margaux, at that time the highest price ever paid for a wine. Sadly, the bottle was accidentally knocked over at a dinner and shattered. Insurance still honored its record value, and the legend of the Jefferson bottle lives on in wine history. Next, at number 4, we travel to Bordeaux in a mythical vintage, Château Cheval Blanc, 1947, a 6-liter bottle of the 1947 Cheval Blanc, often described as the wine of the century for its extraordinary concentration and unique ripeness. In a Christie's auction, one of these giants sold for $304,375. The large format, impeccable provenance, and the near-mythical standing of that vintage on collectors lists helped push the price to record levels at the time. Collectors who prize the drama of a rare vintage in an imperial format will often cross continents and outbid rivals to secure a bottle like this. At number 3, we have one of Bordeaux's most celebrated names in a rare format, a Jeroboam of Château Mouton-Rothschild, 1945. The 1945 vintage is legendary across Bordeaux, and Mouton's special post-war labels and the V on some 1945 bottles for victory add historical allure. In 2007, a bottle was sold at Sotheby's for $310,700, a price that reflects both the vintage cult status and the premium that collectors pay for large, museum-quality examples. The Mouton 1945 Juggernaut is an example of how provenance, artistry, and scarcity combine to create auction fireworks. Before we continue with our list, I would like you to know that this channel is just getting started, and what's coming in next videos will blow your mind. From cars more expensive than private jets, to rare luxury items only the world's wealthiest have ever seen. We're taking you deep inside the billionaire lifestyle. So if you want a front row seat to a world of outrageous comparisons, elite services, and the most exclusive luxuries on earth, subscribe now and join us on this journey into pure extravagance. In second place on our list is an American legend, a 6-liter Imperial of Screaming Eagle 1992 that sold at a Napa Valley charity auction and brought a $500,000 winning bid. Screaming Eagle's tiny production, cult status in Napa, and the mythology around its founding vintage made that lot irresistible. It's also important to note that charity auctions can distort the market. Bidders sometimes pay extraordinary sums knowing the money benefits a cause. But the Screaming Eagle sale remains a milestone that thrusts Californian cult wines onto the same record list as the Great Burgundies and Bordeaux. And finally, in the first place, the reigning champion, a bottle of Domaine de la Romanée-Conti, DRC, 1945, which set the record for the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold at auction, when it achieved $558,000 at a Sotheby's sale. The 1945 DRC is almost mythic. Tiny production in a year when the vines were replanted, legendary concentration, and a scarcity that borders on impossibility mean that when one of these bottles appears at auction, it changes the conversation around what wine can be worth. This sale demonstrates how history, extremely limited supply, and the almost cultish devotion of collectors can push a single standard bottle into $500,000 territory. What do these sales teach us? Rarity is everything, and provenance, history, and presentation add immense value. A bottle with a legendary backstory or an unusual format can command prices that seem unimaginable. But beyond the numbers, these wines tell stories of passion, legacy, and the lengths to which collectors will go to own a piece of history. And don't forget, if you like extreme luxury and following the world of the super rich, subscribe to the channel. Here, the impossible is just the beginning. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.